here are 10 amazing Super Mario Odyssey speedrun skips. Number 1, Dino Skip. This is one of the first speedrun skips I ever found. So simply capture the dino and take him over to these rocks. What you'll find under here is a trampoline, and what you want to do is get the dino's left foot to contact it in just a certain way. It takes a bit of practice to get right, but if his foot does hit it in the right way, you'll go flying in the air. Then at the peak, if you uncapture and do a cappy dive, you can hit the arena and trigger the Madame Brood boss fight. A major time save as it skips going through the entire 2D section. Number 2, Dram Strat. Easily the trick with the most swag. So there's many different spots where this trick can be done, but this one in Sand Kingdom is the most well known. What you want to do is jump up to this part of the ruins and long jump off. This will trigger the bullet bill in a certain way. Right when you're about here, up throw with Cappy and hold him there. Then once you're lined up, do 2 quick dives to make it to the moon, and just before you touch it, shake the controller to home in on the bullet bill. Then if you did it just right, once the moon get cutscene plays, you should teleport right back up to the top. It's really useful because climbing back up without that is a lot more difficult than it looks, and doing the strat just feels really good. Number 3, Lake Clip. This is definitely not a beginner strat, but it is still really cool. So in Lake Kingdom, once you get the zipper moon, we can do a nice corner clip to get out of bounds. Stand just about here behind the wall. What I do is I slide on this wall and then throw Cappy to set up the angle. Then throw Cappy through the wall and roll into him to stop once you've clipped. Once you have this right, adjust your positioning a little bit so you can do a ground pound jump, cap dive up to this wall jump, and throw Cappy up to hit the checkpoint. Once this is accomplished, just dive into the water to collect the moon at the end of the cave, and then warp back up to the checkpoint. This gets us 2 really quick moons, and when combined with one at the end, we can completely skip the Rango fight. However, it is really hard to get used to, and it doesn't save all that much time, so like I said, not really a beginner strat. Number 4, Nut Clip. Here's another pretty difficult one. So this nut in Woody Kingdom can actually be used to clip out of bounds. What you want to do is hit the nut twice, and then backflip to break it open, and backflip again to collect the moon. Then, just as you collect it, you want to throw Cappy, so you get Mario into a weird tilt. It's pretty complicated, but if done right, this will clip you through the wall, and then you can cap dive to make it over to this area. And with some precise out of bounds movement, we can collect this moon, and then cap dive up to this area, then run up this ramp to get this moon, and yeah, all of this is pretty complicated, but this trick is still really useful and looks really cool when you pull it off. Number 5, Klepto Skip. Or as some might call it, Meme Tree. So, you know, Klepto in the Lost Kingdom, stealing your hat. We don't want that. So instead, we can do a nice triple jump off this tree to get up to the cliff area early. Luckily, Klepto won't trigger while we're up here, so we can make our way around the mountain collecting a few moons, and once we're over to Klepto, we can step onto the platform right next to him. This will weirdly trigger him, but we'll still have Cappy. So now we can walk around the lower area without any fear of losing our hat. And we don't have to waste our time watching a long cutscene and killing Klepto on the platform. Number 6, Scooter Clip. Here's a cool one in Metro Kingdom. So when you first enter the main area, normally you would capture this guy and maneuver the RC car to get the moon inside the cage. But there is a way to do this without the capture, although it is pretty difficult to get used to. Now, something hidden about the scooter is that it actually does have motion controls. So if you tilt your controller to the left or right and then turn with Mario, he'll tilt over way more than usual. So if you drive up to the cage like this and tilt your controller to the left, and if you're holding a Pro Controller, you're gonna have to almost be holding it upside down for this. But just go forward, and once you drive by the side, if you press left at just the right time, you'll barely grab the moon. It's a small time save, and you have to get it pretty quickly for it to be worth it, but it does look pretty cool if you can get a sick drive-by. Number 7, Snow Dram. Once considered the most difficult trick in the Any% speedrun. Basically, you get on top of the Odyssey, and you do a really precise trick jump to get over to the painting platform and get the moon inside the chest. Although people are scared from doing this trick most of the time because of how tight the jump actually is, and if you mess it up, there's no easy backup anywhere else. I, like many others, have had my struggles with this trick before, but if you practice using this setup with first person over and over again, you'll get the hang of it. Number 8, Fish Clip. In Seaside Kingdom, the best way to get a lot of moons quickly is to capture a Cheep Cheep and swim around in the water. There's a lot of moons around this area here, and we can also go out of bounds here too. So the way that the outer wall works in the kingdom is instead of a wall just blocking your path, it's more of a force that pushes you back in if you get too far out. So if you swim at this spot, then uncapture the Cheep Cheep to avoid being pushed back, then capture again, we can go much further into the force than usual and swim right through this rock that has no collision. Then we can swim down and grab this moon while staying out of bounds, and then swim right into the Sphinx room without having to talk to him. Again, another great trick for a double moon grab. Number 9, Birdless. Beating Mechabrutal at the end of Bowser's Kingdom is normally really slow, but we can speed it up by climbing him without the Pokio. What I do is I jump over to the left side of the leg and then backflip up these spheres to jump up to Spewart. Then once he's destroyed, you'll be shot off, but with precise cap dives, you can actually get back on top of him, allowing you to destroy another Brutal, and so on and so forth. There are different orders of destroying the Brutals that are much faster than this one, but the order of Spewart, Topper, Rango, and Harriet is just what I'm most comfortable with. And number 10 is Mooncave Skip. By far the biggest and most useful skip in the run. The Mooncave is supposed to be the final gauntlet before reaching Bowser, but we can do a pretty simple trick to skip this completely and save minutes of our time. Come around here to the back of the cave to where the Sphinx is. To start out, get on top of the Sphinx and do a ground pound jump. This will get you a lot of height already, and just as you reach the peak, throw Cappy towards the wall. What you want to do is make sure that you're far enough away from Cappy so that he'll stay out, then once he's in position, move into him so you'll bounce. Then here's the most important part, you want to do a wall jump at this very specific point. The marking that's used for this is you can kind of see a somewhat L shape in the rock design. What you want to do is get yourself right in the middle of that and then perform a wall jump. Then move to the other wall, and if you position yourself just right the first time, you should be able to wall jump again off of this wall, allowing you to get just enough height to make it to the top. And there we go, we're right by the Mooncave exit, and you can head over to Bowser and finish off the run. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. This was really fun to do. Let me know if there are any other games you want to see me do this for, and I will see you next time.